A speech with magical force. Nowadays, people don't believe in these kinds of things, except in the metaverse, that is, where magic is possible. Snow Crash, Neil Stephenson, 1992. Neil Stephenson coined the term metaverse in the novel Snow Crash when depicting his vision of the future of virtual reality. Immersive, unlimited in scale worlds where the user could walk into the environments of their favorite character, become them, or become anything they wish to imagine anywhere virtually. Those being some of the positive aspects of the metaverse. That being providing an escape from the economically collapsed United States and corporate-owned collection of corporation city-states. Much as in Ready Player One, many users of the metaverse are seeking to escape their dystopian reality with a slightly less dystopic virtual one. I suspect Mark Zuckerberg didn't actually read Snow Crash when choosing to rename his company after this dystopic universe. Or he might have realized how transparent he is being on his monopolistic designs in creating Horizon Worlds and renaming his company Meta, despite his statement claiming not to have said goals. Furthermore, if he had done so, he might realize what's lacking in his wholly disappointing and often mocked Horizon Worlds, and how VRChat represents largely, while not without its flaws, I will link to some of its controversial topics in the description of this video, that others are better able to address than I am. The focus of this video will be on the numerous potential, largely unsocial experiences one can have with VRChat, as I'm both older than the average VRChat player and more of an introvert than an extrovert. For those who want to become their favorite character from a book, movie, TV show, or other piece of pop culture and enter that character's environment, I encourage you to explore these unspoiled experiences while they last. Following creating an account and logging into VRChat, you'll begin in your home area, which you are seeing mine here on screen, and then you can select one of the many available free avatars you can see on the right side of the screen, or load an avatar that you've selected previously, and we'll talk about how you find other avatars in the game freely, although there are some fans who create them custom. I only have one I downloaded for $10 that you're seeing in the screen here from a company called Taffy. The rest of the avatars you'll be seeing in this game are freely available. What I'm doing at the moment is calibrating my Vive trackers to my avatar or character. So once I've done so using the very simple on-screen menu and then click the controller buttons, I have my waist tracker calibrated to the white circle at my waist and my corresponding feet trackers to the two balls at each foot. The fourth circle is just a cat VR thing that basically means I have waist movement left or right that's also being tracked via the waist belt itself on the cat, not the cat tracker. But anyways, this isn't an instructional video, just kind of an overview on VRChat and the flexibility it provides over, say, not having legs in Horizon. On the topic of equipment, you actually don't even need a VR headset to play VRChat. It's completely free. You can play it on a desktop computer. I never tried that. There are many users who play desktop and eventually migrate over to a VR headset. The next step after that is the full body tracking I'm showing off there that allows you to demonstrate leg and foot movements. And I'm one of the few KatWalkers that uses both full body trackers and, of course, a VR headset and the VR treadmill all together. And there is a small group that other KatWalkers can join. If I'm able to find a way to link it in the description, I will. My point being, you can go as simple or as sophisticated as you would like to get into VRChat. You can go, usually these are, avatar worlds over here. Now you can see it says avatar that are Doesn't really say. It says PC and Quest. Here's another cross-platform avatars. These are in any case, both of these avatars, when you see PC, that means if you need a PC running VRChat to be able to have those avatars appear correctly and be loaded on a PC. Now, if you're using a Quest standalone, or maybe even a Pico, I don't know about the Pico headsets. If you're using a device that's not connected to a PC, then you need one that's Quest compatible. So if that was grayed out for Quest instead of green, I would not be able to, and I was on a standalone Quest headset, I wouldn't be able to load those avatars in that world. And PC avatars don't render correctly like this taffy avatar I have. People told me it looks really mean if you're looking at it with a Quest standalone avatar or Quest standalone headset. Another thing is, yes, you can, of course, use a Quest connected to a PC to get the full experience. And I've heard as much as, I don't know where they get this number, but I've heard people say as much as 70% of the game is PC required to fully either experience the full graphic fidelity or even get into the world and room whatsoever. So let's talk about avatars a little bit here. So that's kind of my default one. I've got a lot saved, and avatars is, well, it's too old to really get into Pokemon, but it's kind of like Pokemon. You got to catch them all, is my understanding, right? It's all about trading them and finding them. People make them for free. Some people on Fiverr will sell them and make you avatars. I don't know how to do that. I know it uses programs like Unity to do that, and you can do it and teach yourself how to do it. But a lot of it's just trading with other people, finding avatar worlds where you can just click, I want that avatar. I've done that a lot here. Here's one of my friend's favorite shows, his favorite character, Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. And you can see here that if I press on certain buttons, and I don't know if I just hit the grip now, if I hit the thumb button, they don't really tell you how all this works. You just kind of got to figure it out because these are all made by fans differently. Okay, I grabbed my katana there and it showed up in my hand. There's plenty of other avatars I want to show you, but by the way, I do have a waist tracker, so it's tracking my full movement. You know, big thing with a lot of younger VR players is to go and dance, and when you're not connected to a C2 and things like this, they'll be doing the full dancing and all that. Pretty much any character you can think of in pop culture. Darth Revan from the Knights of the Old Republic series, right? And no emotes triggered just by, or motions or gestures triggered just by using the controller. But if I use my menu, my press and hold menu, short press will bring up the game menu, long press will bring up the sub menu on your thumbstick. If I go to expressions with the trigger button, these are kind of some standard ones. I don't think Revan would ever do a backflip, but all right, let's try a different character. Since the Bad Batch is airing, here is a Stormtrooper. Yeah, so you can walk through your world as a Stormtrooper, talk to other people. Ah, here we go. So we go to expressions. There's a sword. So this is Optimus Prime from one of the PlayStation era video games, if I remember. So this is Optimus Prime's character from one of the video games. Huh, I didn't know this could actually fire. We can also go to vehicle mode and transform. And usually, walking, yeah, I can drive around as Optimus Prime via walking, which is pretty nuts, right? Okay, so here is Solid Snake, and again, I can go to my menu. There's his trademark, forget the name of this weapon. His trademark firearm. I don't think I can get it to actually shoot. Another anime one, more for classic VR anime fans. Of course, the legs are way off in this one. I'm not sure why. So you can find avatars for almost anything. For any fans of Fallout, of course, we've got a Power armor here, again, fully motion tracked. Now, let's talk about worlds. As I said, may have said earlier in the introduction to this video or not, we are going to stay out of the more likely the trending, more popular social worlds because it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and that's not the atmosphere or the experience we are looking for here. Let's start first by finding checking out some of my favorite worlds. A lot of these worlds have been suggested to me by Thrill Seeker, who put together with Thrill Seeker and Fia, two very popular VRChat YouTubers, who put together a great list of VR worlds to visit. I'm going to start with some pretty cool visually looking worlds, some really cool experiences, starting with Sun Shower Shrine. All right, and we got these cool, they're the color of cherry blossoms, but they look more like weeping willow trees. I don't know if they're reminiscent of an actual one. So you can see I can walk around this world. It's got a designated path. Reminiscent of what you might see in a shrine in Japan, which I hope to visit someday. So a cool way to get your steps in if you're looking for that, especially with the C2, is walking around and exploring these worlds. You can, in many of these worlds, just have a basic rudimentary drawing, if you want, anywhere inside the world. You can do this in things like big screen as well. And what's cool is that piece of art, not that I would call this art, but whatever you create, you can walk through it, it's three-dimensional. And you can do that in a lot of worlds. So here we have a cool kind of Norwegian cabin someone made, just gorgeous art and detail. You can see we can even customize where you want the covers to be on this bed. And you can actually see the outside world that's actually available for you to walk into. Funny that mirror isn't functional. However, there we go. This one is. Now, funny thing about VRChat, you will come across a bunch of people staring at a wall, and you won't understand why. And that's because they've got a mirror turned on and for themselves, and they have turned it on for you. And there's people who are just talking to each other, people to the left, people to the right, and they're just talking to each other, looking at a mirror. They're called mirror dwellers. And that's because there's really no way to see your really cool avatar you put all this time into unless you're looking at a mirror. So people do that here. Just the thing. Hello. Super tiny avatar. I've seen some short ones, but that's probably the smallest. All right. Pretty beautiful scenic sunset we got going on here. Great way to get some steps in. So this is called audio orbs, and there's a lot of worlds like this that they got music playing, and it creates these really cool synthesized shows coordinated with the music. And you can play with the effects here. And what's really cool about it, I think, is you can jump and kind of fly through this world. So you can dance along in this rave if you really figure out how to do it. Kind of like in Ready Player One, if you saw the movie and that scene at the dance club. This is, well, it's a little more, less immersive than that, but kind of the same idea for a cool dance club. And this one tends to be very chill. All right, so I don't have a Makoto Kusanagi avatar. I do have the shirt, so forgive me. But here is someone recreated the scene from the original, I want to say 1997 Ghost in the Shell feature film. I think it was the first film to use 3D animation. And there's just, even if you haven't seen the movie, go check that on YouTube. Ghost in the Shell fight scene. You'll find out this scene. Really, really famous scene. Here you can see we have the evil CEO's office stylized from Blade Runner, the original movie. That's just, again, another multimedia world where you can have anything stream in here. So what a great place it would be to watch Blade Runner, right? Stream it right into this room, however you do that, and watch it in a virtual Blade Runner corporate office. Earlier, I mentioned Avatar Worlds. This is one where we can see you got TIE fighters and things like that. But this really all that's going on here. I don't think we can walk out here. If we did, yeah, wouldn't last too long. And here we can pick out avatars, right? Some of them are more entertaining than others. Okay, so this one's got a lightsaber, which is kind of cool. It won't actually do anything to anyone. And we go to expressions. Ha! We've got a force choke. Of course, it'll just break my tracking when I do that. Oh, here we go. I see you could act out a little Star Wars battle. Here we have the spider lair. Oh, this so really cool, stylized, themed Spider-Man hangout from like the early 90s, late 80s cartoon, kind of based on the art here. So, climb any surface, can I? Haha, I can actually climb walls. I bet that's what I'm supposed to be doing in the other world. Climb walls like Spider-Man. Of course, my feet don't grip. That would be amazing. But there's not many KatWalk users, so, you know, that kind of makes sense. Select a comic book to change avatars. Oh, okay, this is cool. Do we have a $20.99? There we go. This is a real favorite. So just as we saw the Spider-Man museum, people have created museums for all kinds of things, like this Transformers museum, which if it looks a lot like Cybertron, it's definitely modeled after that. If anyone saw the original G1 first episode, you might remember these statuesque creatures or robots lining the highway, so to speak, in the opening scene. The Bumblebee drives by and one turns into a Shockwave. So that's reminiscent of that. There's another Transformers world of G1 World. I'll have to go check that out in a minute. So what's cool, I should get on an appropriate avatar here. Going to Grimlock, one of my favorites. Look at that, we got some animation running from the original Transformers motion picture. And again, the detail of this world is pretty cool. I walk up, it automatically opens in an animation like you would see in the show. So let's head on further into this museum, just give you a taste of what you can find in these fan-made, again, free museums. It's practically unlimited content. It's the museum lobby, and we just explore, see what we find. I don't know precisely who that is. Okay, so here we got an exhibit on the matrix of leadership, the dark spark, and similar
super powered weapons from the series. And we've got avatars we can pick and choose and find. So we got Optimus Primal here. So yeah, pretty cool world. You can walk outside and see some pretty crazy sights. Here we are in a Gundam avatar world. I think he just teleported me somewhere else by accident. There we go. He definitely get some raindrops while these load. So that's one of the issues with VRChat is it's not thoroughly, it's tested by people who come in here every now and then, but it's not going to be optimized to the same level that a gaming company would be. So here it looks like we've got the classic RX, I want to say 78. Notice it says PC is only lit up, so you could be in this world, but unless you're on a PC, you can't load that avatar. So just going to click 78-2. There we go, the classic Gundam from the very, very first series. Oh, we got the shield. So the avatars in these are pretty cool. So the touch controller buttons always throw me off. So we got that for thumb, that for grip. Something I did brought up the shield and a gun for a second. Okay, there's my shield, and there's my gun. Oh, we should definitely have a Zaku. Oh, the Golf. I can't remember how to pronounce that. I think that's the one from 0080 or 0079. That was many people consider the best fight of all time. Hey there. How's it going? Cool avatar. I love Evangelion. I've got a Evangelion 01 as well, but it's all out of proportion. I dig it. I gotta find a Wing Zero if I can, but very cool avatar. For any fans of the Gundam series, you know this is the appropriate avatar of choice for a cylinder. Oh, there's even a map. Sure, let's do some driving in a Gundam, because that makes any sense. Oh man. The easiest way to get motion sick is in a car when the background is fast moving. And frame rates in VRChat are not the greatest, so man, it's a little woozy feeling. The moving background can cause a bit of motion sickness if the frame rate doesn't stay high enough, which it's not staying super high. I'm have pretty good VR legs, as we call it, so I can handle this for quite a while, but I definitely feel it a little bit. And if I had more avatars, they could ride in here with me, and of course I could probably steer better than that. We may hit the end of a world here, I have a feeling. Here we have the Perseverance rover on Mars, so you can walk the surface of Mars. Well, this is, I guess, the menu here. You got rover racing, a drive-in theater on Mars. Okay, welcome to Mars, my friend. Come explore the Perseverance with me. Photos for Mars. Been there for about 2 years. This is cool. This is, again, someone made this for free. The rover moves at accurate top speed of the Mars rover, which is 0.1 miles per hour. This allows the rover to be energy efficient, consuming less than 200 watts of energy. Left hand to right handle via the grip. Left trigger back, right trigger forward. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is amazing. This is why we escape into things that are generally less accurate. So for anyone who knows me from the Rendered Reality Discord, you know I like to rag on this anime in particular. Sword Art Online is the overly popularized way to compare anime to virtual reality or something. And not the biggest fan of its plot, but I think Ghost in the Shell, by the way, if you want to see the real potential of VR, good and bad. But what's cool about this world is this fan-made world is that it copies the interface from that anime exceptionally well. And it's still under development, but you can see here we've got the time, we've got the health bar floating up there, and I believe fighting is something eventually. Look at that. We've got, I just use my grip and pull down, and it pulls up an in-game menu. And it's actually a functional in-game menu that, again, is all in this free world here that someone's developed. So you can group up with other people, and it's the same interface, it's the same text, the way it floats, everything. And I just gotta remember how to clear it. And just walk away from it is what I've been doing. So you can walk through this world. You can see they got a holiday theme going here. We've got a shop we can walk through. And by the way, it defaulted me to an appropriate avatar. So I could walk up to this guy here if I wanted. And purchase a weapon. I've already got one. And this game actually saves your progress. So I'm just going to stick with a stock weapon for now and maybe upgrade later, but I could buy one of these, which is pretty cool. Over here, I think potions, if I remember. Yep, potions. Teleport crystals. So it's not a completely developed world, it's under development. We've got music. At least I hope you can hear the music. So, you fun world to walk through. Of course, it's the town. It's a safe area. But eventually, you'll be able to take on quests and really replicate the world of Sword Art Online. And again, here's one of the cool things about this that, Zuckerberg had to get to political. I think it's more news and political and relevant to talk about this. Zuckerberg throws tons of money at the Quest, which becomes popular at a loss. And then we've got him failing to develop Horizon Worlds because it doesn't look like this, right? Nobody's excited to develop for Horizon Worlds when you've got things like this, where all these fans have contributed, in some cases, either monetarily through donations or through just their time programming this incredibly detailed world. And why would you play Horizons when there's stuff like this? There are some downsides. There's no regulation in this world, pretty much. It's kind of the wild, wild west, much like in Snow Crash. So there can be some good and bad there, but it does mean unfettered creativity. So again, more shops. If you really want to, you can buy a Kirito doll. Worst character ever. Most overpowered character ever. Oh, we got some other people here, so I'm going to stop narrating to you guys and say hello. Hi there, do you guys mind if I ask you a quick question?
Me drop sword?
Yeah, ask him. He's a Patreon user.
Okay. I've only played this one. It was... Hi, I only played this one. It was...
You want this? Hey, dude with traction. You want this?
Me?
Yes.
No, I didn't need anything. I just had a question.
Iron sword?
Let him ask the question.
I was wondering, because it said this is there's a PvE update. Are there things we can actually fight now?
Yeah, check
Yes,
this out.
there is, but this world is broken.
Okay.
'cause the host of it left. I don't know when.
Oh, okay.
To fight mobs.
Yeah.
Your best bet is to make your own instance to guarantee the host never left.
Okay.
And all you gotta do is just cross the bridge and wait a moment. You'll see like a blue light somewhere,
Alright, where are you going?
and that means something is spawning right there.
Awesome. Thanks so
Like,
much.
when a player
I'll
joins
see
the
you
world,
tomorrow,
a blue
okay?
light will appear, and then
Bye.
someone appears.
Cool.
The same with the mobs out there.
Cool. And
Let's start
since
grinding
it's
monsters so
the
we can get
event
XP
right
for,
now,
like, money
I recommend
right?
fighting the snowmen.
Yeah, but
'cause
I'm
they
not
do
gonna
the
keep
least
this sword unlike the
damage.
other one.
They may be a bit
That's fine,
as long
beefy
as we
in
get-
HP, but
As long as we
since
get
their
XP,
damage
so we
is
can
low,
save
you
it.
don't have to
We'll
worry
save the
about
XP.
dying.
That won't save, but the XP will, you know?
thanks. I'll give that a shot. And do you mind at
Yeah,
all
and we
if
finally
I
killed
use
those
our
other people.
conversation in a little YouTube video? I'm just trying to make a
Here, I
YouTube
can
video
save
about
right now.
VRChat. If you mind, I won't use that little conversation there.
Oh, yeah.
Would that be
Go
a good
for it.
idea?
Go
to
for it.
save
Cool.
right
Thanks
now?
so much.
I do not mind.
Awesome. Well, have
Yeah,
fun.
bro,
Thank
thank
you.
you again.
Also,
Third
if
day.
you got more
third-
questions, just feel free to add me, and then just ask away.
Cool. Thanks so much. I really appreciate
So
it.
I'm telling
Again,
everyone
this is
when
my
they
third
ask me
day,
for-
bro. Third day in VR, and we're already starting a guild. Let's get it.
All right, so as those kind players were just explaining, I've created a new instance, a new version of that world I was just in, so that hopefully I can fight some creatures and get a little PvE action going, player versus everyone, or player versus world. Don't want to be a player killer in Sword Art Online for anyone who knows the story. So I should have a weapon in my inventory, and he said just walk out here and see if I can find some blue lights, which might indicate a combat instance. All right, let's attack this wasp. On guard. Uh-oh, that's not good. Uh-oh. Huh. Well, I'm not that great at this. Go figure. Oh, right. Sword Art Online. You die in the game, you die in real life. So there shouldn't be a respawn. That really should be it. But, okay, I'm glad I can still play more. But, yeah, that's a pretty cool world that eventually will be developed into a full game you can play for free. And there are lots of full games you can play for free. So this is a really cool experience. So it's called Luxurian World, and the logo for the world is modeled after Westworld. And you can see we're on a train, so this is the lobby, so to speak, for entering the world. A really cool way to give you a tutorial. So you can see Luxurian World by Lacuza, and more than 4 hours of content. Can take up to 7 hours depending on how quickly you play the game. 9 quests, 7 unique locations, chocobo races, 50 plus avatars to find and unlock, and puzzles. So I've played about 2 levels of this game. Problem is it doesn't save. That's one of the problems with VRChat. Although that Sword Art Online world, the project Eincard, if I'm saying that correctly, or Eincrad, does save, which is cool. When they finally finish it, that'll be really cool. So this is kind of your, we're starting, there's the Westworld type logo, if you guys can see that. And I can walk my way through this Final Fantasy, I want to say 7, well, depending on, you're talking about Japanese versus American numbering system, I can't keep it straight. So I can walk through this world here. This is my little introduction. So there's some Final Fantasy music going. So we've got the worlds. We've got the cathedral. That's where you start. I've been there. The Chocobo Ranch. I've been there. And that's about all I've been to so far. And there's quests and everything. Talk to any NPC. So I've been through this before. So I'm just going to say that you can talk to these NPCs and learn more about the world. And for now, we're going to enter the game world. And there's a quest. So walk up to our quest giver. Welcome to the Divine City of Light, Luxurion. There are many secrets to find, hidden avatars, 7 unique locations, okay? In order to be recognized in the Hall of Heroes, you have to find the robotic assistant Bhakti, complete 8 other quests throughout the world. Okay. And, Final Fantasy 13 and 13.1, 13.2, 13.3, I think was how they number it, because that's Lightning, I want to say her name is, from the PlayStation games. And we're not going to play through the whole game here. I'm just going to give you kind of a quick idea of how accurately they've copied the art from these games. Blows my mind. Got some shops. A pretty cool looking town. That cathedral you can actually go to. So, several hour game based on the Final Fantasy series, all made by fans for free. Just a little taste of this world. Trying to world hop here and show you a lot of different worlds and what you can experience. They say you can run Doom on anything, and apparently VRChat is not an exception. Let's pick up a weapon if we can. Oh, it certainly looks like Doom. Oh, there we go. I can actually play it. Whoa! What's cool is I actually heard him behind me. Good, because that's almost that ammo. Alright, so we have a recreation of Portal, and it looks like someone has actually made puzzles we can play through, or levels. Hope I can use it on the gray so I can fly myself up in the air. Yeah, here we go. That is cool. Can I do an infinite? Make myself sick? I don't know if I have an accurate enough for an infinite, but let's see. Yeah, I didn't have it quite accurate enough. That is cool. Alright, I should probably start seeing if there is actually a puzzle to solve here. I'm guessing there. Need some serious momentum. So I could do one here. One there. It's gonna be tough. Huh. Hey, I got an infinite, almost. And there, I solved my first VRChat portal puzzle. Someone recommended this to me, and they weren't kidding about it being a gorgeous looking world. So I have not played Breath of the Wild. I know, it's crazy. I don't own a Switch. But I think I saw a little bit of it in previews and things like that, and it does seem to have a remarkable amount of detail. Is this Zelda with a tablet? I don't know. I didn't know that was in Breath of the Wild. I guess we should get the appropriate avatar here. You guys can let me know in the comments if it is or is not. 2 blue spheres behind your head. Hover any sphere on the surface. Okay, so it's kind of like sticky bits, I guess. Okay, so then I use the trigger. So grip to hold the blue things. Wow, this is cool. So someone recommended this to me on the KatWalk Discord. I just thought it was going to be a cool world to walk through. I didn't know it was going to be, seems like a playable game. Wow. Dang. Wow. This is amazing. Look at this. I can walk down the hill in my KatWalk. Looks like I got a wizard here. You gonna tell me it's not safe to go alone? No? You're not gonna tell me anything? How's it going?
It's going fine.
Cool, I just got here. Pretty gorgeous, amazing world.
Oh, yeah. I've been here before. It's pretty neat.
Can you play this for a really long time? Like quest-wise and such?
So far there isn't much to it, but it's still pretty neat.
It's absolutely gorgeous. I was just curious before I got too far into it. I'm recording a YouTube video about VRChat, and I just didn't want to start spending an hour going deep into a quest line or anything. Cool.
Well, I guess so far there's only one quest.
Oh, okay. Cool. I guess I will play along a little bit.
I guess follow this Sheikah slate, huh?
Yeah, I got that too. Looks like, I think it's this chapel or church over here. All right, so I'm betting maybe not the church. I'm seeing more this way, straight ahead. Nice moves.
I believe that would be our... Oh, yeah. I believe that would be our destination.
The water bit there?
That little, thing. I never played Breath of the Wild.
Oh, me neither.
I don't know what those are called.
Cool, I feel less ridiculous. Oh. This is Cards Against Humanity. And again, just look at the detail. Someone's put in the snack bar. Now you can actually, of course, eat from it in virtual reality. Yeah, this is definitely more for grown-ups. And, during lockdown, when I had just a Quest 1, this is a great way to get some socialization in. And you can draw a card. Let's see if I can show you this one. Donna, pick up my dry cleaning and get my wife something for Christmas I think she likes, and then insert an appropriate thing here. And you can draw a whole deck. Let's see. Yeah, okay, these are somewhat appropriate. So everyone in the room draws usually 5, 6 cards, however many you play from the real game. And someone again went to the trouble to make all these cards, and you can play with the real people. And it's one of the more fun social experiences I've had in here. That as long as you don't mind, as long as you have a dark sense of humor, great way to have some fun.
Let me get a Dorito onto the blue muffin and the pancake the Yaki way. I got you.
All right, I'm gonna play along with this. Hey there.
Never.
Can you heat up these Hot Pockets?
I got you. My boys that offer you.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I need my misery and despair flavor. Sadness and misery. Yeah, there we go. That sounds delicious.
Eat that shit cold.
I'm gonna go home
that shit cold.
and cry my heart out. Yep, that's how it should be, right?
Thank you for watching my longest video so far. I hope your impression of VRChat was expanded in some way. For the non-VR playing general public, most assume it's something like Meta's Horizon Worlds. The majority of VR chatters are there for what's in it for the game's title, chat. For those who seek that, great. However, most VR users are, I think, gamers who write off VRChat as something not meant for them. I have barely covered only 20 of VRChat's roughly 25,000 worlds, and with new content being continuously added, I think there are many overlooked opportunities being missed in this free program. If you enjoyed this longer form, more opinionated video, please click the like button or let me know how I can improve in the comments. If you would like to know when more of my content is being uploaded, please subscribe. Thanks again for watching.